Listen to what White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt had to say about the tariff deadline. Roll it.
Well, there's a lot of countries that I know have reached out. I believe it's upwards of 200 countries around the world have reached out to the trade and tariff team. Of course, as I said previously and the president said, we're going to prioritize our key trading partners. The trade team has been working around the clock to try to be in correspondence with as many countries as possible. But if they haven't heard from us yet, they will in the form of a letter or an executive order by midnight tonight.
Look who's here, Kevin O'Leary joining us. All right, Kevin, the market's in sell-off mode at this moment. It doesn't look like the tariffs are, I think tariffs are obviously the problem. What do you think about this new tariff regime, Kevin?
You know, to me and to the investors out there, we see a stabilization between 10 and 15% for countries that eventually get some kind of deal. The reason the market's selling off, in my opinion, this morning is one of the largest trading partners is in limbo right now. That's Canada. You think about 28 states, the number one trading partner is Canada. So, you know, we've got a little bit of a political situation brewing there around the Gaza statements coming out of Canada, which Trump didn't like. But that should not have anything to do with the trading, but I have a feeling it might, because Mexico got a stay of execution, Canada does not. Market's a little roiled about that. I'm kind of hoping in the next 24 hours something gets worked out, at least an extension. But it looks to me, outside of China, that everything's going to fall between 10 and 15%. Now, the Swiss right now have 10. I was looking at that this morning because I care about watches.
Right.
They're going up to they're going up to 39% if they don't get something worked out. And so all of these are little situations here and there on trade policy. No one's ever done 100 deals in 6 months, we understand. But the market seems to care about the headline number. And if it's 10 to 50%, it absorbs it, it's good. Canada is now facing 35, not good. So that's why we have some volatility back in the indices.
Okay. President Trump sent letters, I think, to 17 pharmaceutical CEOs. He's demanding they cut prescription drug prices. Honestly, Kevin, that sounds to me like price controls. How about you?
This has been going on for decades, and you know they come back saying we need the pricing to fund the R&D, which makes us number one on earth in research and bringing new drugs to market. This narrative never stops, Stuart. Never, 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 never. And so, you know, we're going to get more of this here. It's almost akin to Fed bashing. You know what I mean? You always want to bash the pharma guys. They come back on, they talk to you, they say, look, we need $1 billion to develop this drug. And the only place we can get it is the largest market on earth, which is the US. And by the way, the Europeans caved just so they could get access to the US market. It's a huge pharma business for European companies. It's all US. And so, you know, yeah, as an investor, I'm not that worried about this. It's great politically for Trump to say, look, I'm going to bring down drug prices. But just look at the history of the last 50 years. Doesn't quite work out that way.
How do you feel about big tech? They've had a wonderful run for many, many years. I don't know whether you've invested in the Microsofts and the Googles of this world, but they're coming off their highs at the moment. How do you feel about that?
They've had a fantastic run. Yes, yeah. I'm very long big tech. I'm long infrastructure. I'm long crypto. I was part of that Circle IPO. I mean, we saw another one yesterday. The real issue, Stuart, is how great is AI going to be towards earnings over the next 5 years?
Exactly.
That's what the market's trying to determine. It's all about AI right now. And boy, there's a lot of evidence that it's going to be a good thing. So I think you stay long tech.
I'm staying long tech. That's the way it is. Kevin O'Leary, thanks for joining us. I hope you have a great weekend, Kevin, and we'll see you real soon. Thank you.
Take care.
Gas prices, they are low.